How you guys doing today? Today I want to talk about the best time and the best way to use a Goodwill letter. So stay tuned. My name is Jay and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector. Now I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from skip tracing to collecting to management, and I've owned 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 8 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. Let's go. Be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel as it is growing. Thank each and every one of you guys who have liked the video, subscribed, as well as shared the video here for Ask a Debt Collector. It was a process that I thought with regards to helping people. I just didn't know that it would sprout to this, and it is continuously growing. So thank every single one of you guys out there for that. Also, don't forget, down below is a free 30-minute credit repair consultation that you will have with me or someone from our team. Be sure to sign up for that. Also, please do not forget, down below is a free 30-minute credit repair consultation. We are changing lives every single day. I just had a client that sent me some information with regards to being very excited. Their FICO score jumped up 134 points, and I will put that information. It'll probably show somewhere around here. And this ties into the Goodwill Letter. The Goodwill Letter was a letter that was sent out on behalf of this client with regards to a couple of accounts, and it tremendously changed her FICO score. I think she went up an average of about 120 points in 30 days. You know, we get results in 30 days. We don't try and waste time with regards to that. So down below, be sure to sign up for the 30-minute free consultation. So let's get into it. The Goodwill Letter. I love even the title of this letter, Goodwill. It's, you know, a positive name in there, good, and then your will, right, with regards to an account in particular, right? So as we know on your credit report, or if you don't know and you're new to this channel, you have trade lines on your account, right? You have revolving accounts and you have installment accounts. I'm a big advocate more for revolving accounts, because with revolving accounts, they can last forever. And I'll tie this into why it's important with regards to this Goodwill Letter. Installment loans are typically loans that deal with, you know, a car or a house or something along those lines. Now, an installment loan for a house, obviously, if you got a 30-year fixed mortgage, it can last for 30 years. But if you had the same credit card for 50, 60, 70 years, obviously with that home, if you refinance it, it'll start the clock over. But with a credit card, you can have a credit card for 60 years. And that history is what is very, very important. So where the Goodwill Letter ties in is this. Whether it's revolving accounts or installment accounts, we'll talk about revolving accounts first. With credit cards, whether they're charge accounts, which means that they're credit cards that you use specifically at a store like a Target card or a Best Buy card, or a regular credit card, which, you know, through American Express, Discover, MasterCard, or Visa card, these are considered revolving accounts. And with these accounts, over a course of time span, if you've been making your payments each and every month on time, you have a good payment history with regards to that creditor, what can happen is one, you may go through a hard time. We've all been through them, including myself, where, you know, you may be late on a couple of payments. But because your history has been so good with that credit card company, you can send them what is called a Goodwill Letter. In this Goodwill Letter, it basically states that, you know, you've enjoyed your time with this specific credit card company, you've made your payments on time, and that when you were late on your payments, there has to be a reason, right? Either you lost your job, the pandemic, a lot of those things may have transpired. And because you have a good history with them, they'll take away those late payments, right? You send the Goodwill letter. Not all companies will do it, depending on your history and what type of relationship you've had with the company. Obviously, if you're late every single month, then that's different. But if you have a few late payments within a 1 or 2 year time span, a lot of times a Goodwill letter will help you out. Now, the reason why this Goodwill letter helps so much and would help this client that I had jump from a 5 to 700 FICO score, mid 5s to 700 FICO score, is this. A Goodwill letter helps with your payment history. So your payment history represents a very large part of your FICO score, typically 35%. I know some people go through the Vantage score, it's a little different. Nevertheless, it's around that amount, about 35%. So companies want to see how you are with your payment history, right? With regards to them. Think about it. If you were lending someone a credit card and you pulled a copy of their credit report and you saw someone with 10 years of positive payment history and they never had a late payment, chances are, if they're good with that company, you'll believe they'll be good with you. But on the flip side, if you pull their credit report and you see 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days late, they're constantly always late, with regards to their payments, then typically you're going to look at them as risky, because if they're doing it with them, what's the chances that they're going to do it with your loan that you're giving them? So the reality is, a Goodwill letter is so key, because I've seen where a person has had one late payment on 6 different trade lines, and all of a sudden, like in the case with regards to this consumer, the one that I showed you before, they had 4 accounts. They had late payments on all of those trade lines. We sent the Goodwill letter to the creditors, and automatically, because this consumer had very good relationships with them, they've had those credit cards an average of 4 to 5 years. Once they got the Goodwill letter, they honored that and they got rid of the late payments, right? And that'll help you out. So that's what'll happen with regards to that Goodwill letter. Now, with installment loans, I know personally myself, I had a car loan, and it was with a credit union. But I went about getting the car in a different situation that I don't recommend everyone do. I went to the car lot. They ran my credit. I'm not even sure how many times they ran it, but because my credit was semi-good, I think I was like in the 680s or whatnot, I was able to get a loan through a credit union, right? And it was First Future Credit Union. And I knew with First Future Credit Union, under a 12-month time span with my installment loan, because it's not a revolving loan, once I pay that loan off, it's done, they would give me 2 times a year where I can actually skip a payment, right? Or defer a payment is what it's called. And, every year I think I would do one where I deferred the payment. Unfortunately, the interest doesn't stop, but hey, on my credit report, it doesn't show that, I had a late payment. But with installment loans as well, if you had them for a course of a time, you may have had one late payment or something along those lines. As long as you made up that payment, most companies will accept your Goodwill letter, erase that late payment, whether it's on an installment loan or a revolving loan. And ultimately, when a creditor pulls your credit report, once it's updated, it'll show, depending on how long you've had that installment loan or revolving loan, that you've been making your payments every single month and you were never, ever late. And that's the key. And that's why this one client that I had, their FICO score jumped up a lot. Payment history on your credit cards and installment loans and revolving loans and installment loans are so key. They represent a large amount of your FICO score. So it's important that you pay your payments on time every single month. And then within the time of a year or 2 year time span, if you did default and you had a late payment here or there and it's reflecting on your credit report, issue a Goodwill letter, and if you've had a good relationship with that creditor, typically they'll take it off. They'll take off the late payments, right? So that's why it's very key. Now, down below, I do have the Goodwill letter absolutely for free. I have a pay to delete letter absolutely for free, and as well as I have a cease and desist letter absolutely for free down below. All you have to do is click the link, put in your first name and email, so obviously we can get that letter to you, and then you'll have it. All you got to do within the letter itself is plug in information with regards to the creditor and your account number and your name and your address and the creditor's address. send it to them. And if you had a good relationship with them prior to that, that Goodwill letter will make your late payments disappear. Now, again, don't forget, I have a 30-minute free consultation down below. If you need some help, you're in the 5s, you're in the 6s, you're trying to get to the 7s, high 7s, and even the 8s, we help every single client do that. I've personally done it for myself. I've personally done for friends and family, and I've personally done for clients, people I didn't know who I met, whether it was on YouTube, which has been a great tool to use, or if they were referral. If someone was referred to someone with regards to helping them build their credit. A free 30-minute consultation is down below. Don't miss out on that. Secondly, if you have any questions about credit or debt, be sure to put them down in the comments section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as I always state, you be great.